Hey, so today we wanted to talk a little bit about the nature of positive thinking and like how to stay in a positive frame of mind, and maybe how to like change if your frame of mind is not positive or if you've got thoughts that you're trying to struggle with getting rid of. So here's a couple of tips and tricks that I picked up. So one that helps with basically having a good positive frame of mind is enacting some daily affirmations. And it sounds really, kind of like woo woo and new age, but it actually works if you just set out an intentionality. It's literally the exact same process as making a to-do list or a checklist that you then check off. The only difference is when you say some daily affirmations and you repeat them, you kind of set a tone for your day. And so like here's the one that I use to try and set my day up. And it's I am in perfect happiness, health, and fitness. And that covers, three really basic holistic things that I want for my day every day. And I try and say that affirmation 33 times, which sounds like a lot, but it's actually not that much. And actually I only say it 9 times and I just think it the other times. And I keep count by just putting my forefinger and my thumb together, and that way I can count off 5 on each hand and then do 3 at the end. So that's one way that I can easily do my daily affirmations. If I whisper them really quietly, nobody really notices my hand gestures when I'm like riding the bus. And so I'll do a series of those daily affirmations to try and get what I want out of my day. Sometimes it's to make the time go by quickly and the shift run smoothly. Other times it might be that the guests are generous and nice to me. It might be a whole bunch of different things. I don't want to share them all with you right now, but daily affirmations are a powerful thing, and it doesn't have to be, something that you can do it in the shower if you want, whatever, who gives a shit. But I think that daily affirmations are a really powerful way to set a tone and an intention for your day that is a positive one, and that way you can carry through with it. So that's the first tip that I got for you.
So mine is a little bit different. For me, like the best way I found to like stay positive is through meditation. Almost every day I meditate, usually like in the middle of the day, but it's really like it just depends on when you can have the time. I don't think it really matters. It's just for my schedule that works best. But meditation really works for me because I can sort of like block out like the external world, like if things aren't perfect in my external world, like I have that, little bit of time, however long it takes to like sort of go into a place where like I can like just work on my energy. So that for me is like worked like mostly like more than any other like thought tricks or anything. I found that meditation. And for me, I do 2 kinds of meditation. There's the guided meditation where you're just like deliberately kind of putting yourself in a good space. And then there's also, I believe it would be called transcendental meditation, where the objective is basically to like not think at all. And I kind of just intuitively switch it up because sometimes like it's easier for me to do the guided, and sometimes it's easier for the transcendental, but I've just found like I know which one works for me best, but it's kind of something you have to play around with.
Yeah, meditation's an awesome one. My other tip or trick is, so it's kind of a combination of Dale Carnegie's advice, which is to live in day tight compartments. And in his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, he talks about this concept of day tight compartments. So he talks about like ships having watertight compartments. He says that you should live in a day tight compartment where you don't think about what happened yesterday and you don't think about what's going to happen tomorrow. You only think about what you can do today. And in that way, you can absolve yourself from, say, what happened yesterday or further in the past and worrying about those actions. And you can also not worry about the future because you're doing your best right now to make that future happen. And then, so you live in a day tight compartment because the here and now is what you can affect. And so he talks about it in the terms of a day tight compartment. A Buddhist or might think of it as like an in the moment, a now compartment. And that's how I like to think about it, even though I'm not a Buddhist. But like, if I have thoughts that are intruding in my head and I really don't want them to be there, concerns about like, oh, am I going to get to work on time? I just logic them out. I stop and go, hey, am I doing everything in my power to get to work on time right now? If yes, then I don't need to continue to worry and think about this because I'm doing everything I can right now. And it's useful for most mundane thoughts that intrude like that. Like it can just be very useful to be like, wait a second, is what I'm worrying about reasonable? Am I doing everything I can right now to make sure that this thing is dealt with and I don't have to worry about it? Because if I am, and if I've done everything in the moment that I can possibly do, then I have no reason to worry about this. And that to me is just like a really helpful tip and trick to just hopefully like turn your thoughts around if they're really bugging you. Is just ask yourself, do I really need to keep thinking this? Is thinking about this way helpful? What is something that I can do right now so that I don't have to keep on this course of thought that's really troubling to me? So yeah, that I think it helps. Hopefully it helps you.
Yeah, another thing I feel like I should mention, and this works actually, like I used this when I was just like at a point where like I couldn't meditate and there's really nothing I could do to feel better. Like I just couldn't find anything. And I just realized like I needed to just focus on like, like my physical well-being. So if you're trying to think positive and you're just like constantly eating like kind of low energy foods, my advice would be to like start where you are, like just start like testing out like the vibration of different foods, like try eating a salad, because everything has a frequency. So even if you're not ready to meditate or really work on your thoughts, like just working on a basic level, like exercising, like even if it's just once a week, that's something, and just like starting to just eat better foods and incorporate better foods, because I find like to me that's fundamental, because for me it's like I already have kind of like a lot of, sometimes like an onslaught of just like negative beliefs that I inherited. And if I didn't like baseline eat healthy and exercise, I don't really know if like even the meditation would help. So I just recommend that for anyone that wants to like maintain a positive mindset, but you haven't, like you're just getting started, like start there, because like that's something you can control, like within your control. You don't have to be like the most perfect like nutritional like crazy Nazi person ever, but you can just eat like a salad now and then and just start to notice like how you feel after you consume something. And for me that's just like the very basics of like just beginning to like feel better and control your vibration and like your thoughts and how you feel.
So yeah, hopefully those are some tips and tricks that can really help you either be in a positive frame of mind, or if you're not in a positive frame of mind, change things around so that you can be in a more positive frame of mind. But dabble in those, see if they work for you, and let us know what you think. Maybe if you want to know some more positive, daily affirmations that I do, leave us a comment down below. So yeah, thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you again sometime.